People imagine witches casting bad spells.
With green faces and long noses and
that
pointy
stuff,
hats.
right? But actually, Wiccan witchcraft is to do good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wicca refers more to what developed in England in the 1950s and 1960s with Gerald Gardner. Witchcraft is probably more the ancient form of the spiritual path.
And originally a witch was a wise woman, a healer who lived normally out of town. She collected herbs and different plants and made medicines for the people. A witch was not a bad person at all.
So she would be the equivalent of the medicine person in like the Indian cultures or any of the other indigenous cultures. Interesting. So I guess for Halloween, that's how they came up with the witch costume with the broomstick and all of that.
I think you're right.
Okay. Now explain what a fairy altar is.
I'm not sure we could explain what a fairy altar is. Of course, the fairies are little energies that come around, and this is just a place where we have collected some of their favorite shiny things for them, and they seem to enjoy it.
Have you ever wondered how Halloween came to be? Or any of our other holidays that we celebrate around the world for that matter? Many people believe that the root of a lot of our holidays come from the pagan religion. Well, today we're here at the Temple of Goddess Spirituality, dedicated to Sekhmet, which is a pagan religion temple where the priestesses are going to share with us the history of their religion and also how Halloween came to be from their perspective. All of the scary connotations that have come about with Halloween and, you know, the dead and the rising of the spirits, etc. Is that something we've sort of commercialized along the way?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of it is fairly modern. The term trick-or-treat wasn't even heard before 1939.
This, is it a spirituality or a religion or a practice? Is it considered a pagan or Wicca?
It is all three.
All three,
all
okay.
three.
Can you explain to us a little bit about what, exactly what category and how it differentiates between pagan and Wicca?
Well, paganism is an umbrella term that refers to a number of spirituality paths. Wicca, witchcraft, Druidry, heathenism, Odinism, goddess worship, shamanism are some of those paths that are under that umbrella term.
Okay. And then in particular, Sekhmet is under which umbrella term?
At this temple, we have people of all paths that are out here. Sekhmet is an Egyptian goddess. But we do honor a number of deities, a number of goddesses in this temple from a number of different paths, a number of different geographical locations as well.
What do you think might be the biggest misconception people have about paganism?
Well,
It looks like there might be a couple.
yes, we do have groups that come out from time to time and to find out more about paganism. And when I tell them that we don't have a devil, that we don't worship the devil, a lot of them are very surprised because it is a common misconception. Paganism does not have a devil. We don't do blood sacrifices. We don't do anything strange like that. It's just a very earth-revering philosophy, basically.
What have you found to be one of the bigger misconceptions?
I think she hit most of them. Yes, and true. We also don't have orgies, I will say. We're often accused of having orgies, and we just don't. Sorry.
Now, you were saying that Halloween, the name itself, has an interesting way that it came about.
Yeah, one of the popes, Pope Boniface the Fourth, I think, created All Saints' Day. Originally, May 13th. This was in the year 609. And then another pope, Pope Gregory III, moved it to November 1st. So it was All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day, Hallows equaling saint. So the night before All Hallows' Day became All Hallows' Evening, or All Hallows' E'en, and it gets shortened to Halloween.
What exactly does a ritual entail?
It could be just about anything, but we usually start with a little grounding and centering, a little meditation. And then we invite the directions, the elements to join us, the ancestors to join us. Then we create a ritual space.
This temple and these grounds are part of the gift economy. So when you come here, there's never a charge for anything. If you want a marriage ceremony, or if you want to spend the night, or you want to talk, you want someone to do a healing, everything is free. We don't charge for anything.
Well, this is a sacred fire.
Sacred fire?
And so at all of our rituals, we do have a fire going. And because this is a goddess temple, only women touch or deal with or start the sacred fire. They would probably not have one dedicated simply to a male figure, but to a male and female together.
So there's a story behind that, how she came to build this temple in honor of the goddess. Could you share that with us?
Absolutely. Back in the 70s, Jen and her husband were touring Egypt, and they did not have children. Jen wanted children, and when the tour guide mentioned that Sekhmet was the goddess of fertility, Jen went over to speak with Sekhmet, and the tour guide had told her, you can ask Sekhmet for something, but you have to promise her something in return. So Jen had said to Sekhmet, if you bless me with children, I'll build you a temple. And so years later, Jen had 3 daughters, and in 1993 decided it was time to honor her promise.
And then, so in 1993, came and built the temple here.
Yes, yes.
And she had 3 daughters. That's interesting.
Yes.
Wonderful. Is it a challenge with the pagan religion being so nature-based? Is it a challenge being near Las Vegas, which is so, not nature-based?
Well, I think people in Las Vegas, like me, I live in Las Vegas, love coming out here because this is where they can get back in touch with nature and feel it.
A little getaway from the Strip and the lights and the, the craziness of the city.
It's always so peaceful out here and so beautiful out here.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful.